the Richland Springs Coaches Show. My name's Barry Fikes. I'm with head coach Jerry Burkhart.
How are you?
Assistant coach Tom Stipton. And looks like almost all the Fighting Coyotes. Guys, give them a howl. Howl for them. You talk about a delayed howl. But that's good. You did a good job. Well, we had a big victory first round of the playoffs, the by-district round against the Walnut Springs Hornets. Tell me about it, Coach.
Well, I feel like our kids come out and played well. You know, we were kind of sluggish at first. I think that we haven't seen that type of speed since Balmoral, and it took us a little while to get adjusted, but we got adjusted and kids started getting the blocks, and I thought we played a good game defensively. We had some pick sixes, and Brian actually had a good strip on the goal line that he was supposed to cover his man, which he didn't cover. He knew he was going to have to run with tires if he didn't stop him from getting the end zone. So anyway, he stripped the ball, and I felt like we had a good game defensively. We had some young guys step up and did a great job.
Yeah, anyway, what was that final score, Coach? I forget, even though I was there.
70 to 22.
22, I think, yeah.
70-22, that's right.
Pretty convincing.
At the end.
You know, at first, it didn't look like the game would, it looked like we were going to go into the second half.
I was thinking 4 quarters at the beginning.
Yeah, that initial series where they stopped us on downs and they were about to score till Brian did the strip kind of, made you say we're going to have a football game. Mm-hmm. Were you impressed with Walnut Springs?
I was. They were quick. They executed real well on the sweeps. That's what really hurt us for a little while there. They spread us out and ran sweeps, but we started locking down on it in the second quarter, so I stopped that pretty quick. We made some adjustments, and the kids did well.
I was impressed that they didn't come out scared. They came out to play, and they were aggressive and they were quick. What did you think about them, Brian?
They were good.
They were good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was impressed with your hit. They flagged us on it, but I thought that was a little ticky-tacky. But I'm glad you got to keep playing.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
I think that was a momentum swing.
It was.
Where they set the for the rest of the game when he did that.
Yeah. Don't you think so, Coach?
I think so. I think that set the tone. Our kids came to hit, and it was a real close call. The ball just tipped his hand, and Brian came in, hit with his shoulder pads. I watched it on film, and we've been telling our kids don't lead with the head or don't hit with the helmet, hit with your shoulder pads. And it's a good clean hit, and just fortunate. They said it was a late hit. So. But the other side's always screaming targeting. Anytime you get a big hit like that, they're all whining.
Well, and I, jumped to conclusions, which you wouldn't believe that I would ever do. But I did, and I'm sitting there going, oh, no, they're going to call targeting on it. And, I was worried about that, but they didn't.
It's getting that way. In college football, you see it all the time, Then you watch the replay, and the guy come up and made a good hit with shoulder pads.
Right.
And, it's just hard to catch in the speed of the game and in the moment, for the officials. But, in our game, the 6-man, they really got to, we always ask the officials, please, make sure that it's a targeting issue, because if you kick a kid out, in 6-man football, that's a big deal.
Right.
So we always just tell our guys, hey, we can't take that chance. Hit with your shoulder pads.
Well, the young man was able to finally get back up and get back in the game.
Yes.
But I think we can say that he probably won't have any sinus trouble for the rest of the month.
Probably not.
So now we've got Mount Com coming up. It's a rematch of the second round last year. And so tell us a little bit about the Panthers.
They're very athletic, really quick. They got a really good tall receiver that's physical, catches pretty much anything. They got a couple good running backs. One's a bigger kid that can run, and the other one's pretty quick. So they're pretty dynamic.
Okay. Are they a fairly physical team, Coach, or?
I would say at times they are, but they, defensively, I feel like they do come up at times. But like I say, it's kind of, we tell our kids whoever gets that first punch in the mouth, that's the one that's going to stagger you. So we tell our kids get out there and let's hit them hard right off the bat. Let them know we're coming. And I think that our kids are stepping it up physical wise, and mental toughness is there too. So, they didn't lay down, last week after that first drive that we kind of struggled, and they just came back and they picked it up, and they're doing that every week.
I can't even remember the score from last year. I know that did we go the whole 4 quarters with Mount Com?
We got 2 in the fourth
We
quarter.
got 2 in the
fourth quarter.
Okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
I just remember that they were very athletic, and they pretty much have everybody back. Is that
Yes,
right?
they have everybody back, and they like to throw it up. They got a tall kid, about 6'3", that they're going to throw it up, and we're going to have to, we're going to cover him. We're going to study the film and just learn every move he makes.
Right. And so we're facing them Thursday, which is a Thursday night edition of Six-Man Football, Coyote Football, at Hico at 7:30. And so, you'll want to make your way over there and have a piece of pie at the KKK. So, right?
Yep,
Coffee Cup Cafe.
that's right.
Big interception by Cameron Parham, and take it back to the house. Tell us about that play, Cameron.
Well, I was rushing in where
Yeah.
the guy was supposed to get it, and I heard the kid say, pass it to me.
Uh-huh.
And so I jumped on the ball and I saw it come out, and I scored.
And the rest is history,
Take
right?
it to the house.
Take it to the house. Well, is Tharp in here? Did Tharp pick one off?
Not
No,
Tharp, he's not in here
Oh, I
right
wanted
now.
to talk to Tharp about that open field tackle.
Yeah, he had a good open field tackle. Walker Tippy
Tippy
picked
up
one
on
off.
Tippy picked one
Yeah.
off. That was it.
Took it to the house.
Tell us about that, Walker.
I was supposed to cover the flats and I jumped it.
You jumped the route, took it to the house.
Yeah.
Well, it was exciting stuff. Well, there's a big game the day after our game on Thursday. Of course, we have to take care of business,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm gonna add real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Coach Rogers, he's coaching girls basketball right now, but I just want him to know that the defense outscored the offense first quarter.
You know what? What amazed me is that once again we scored a touchdown wrong.
Yes,
Because
missed the block.
Coach Rogers was running out on
Yelling
the
at
field,
Cole.
and we could see a vein in his neck from the press box. So it made me think of Ben Van Cleve for just a moment. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Anyway, I want to ask a couple of questions just to change of pace because somebody texted this to me to ask you. Over the many playoff games there have been, and I believe we're 42-6 now in your tenure here? Something like that.
I don't know.
but it's a bunch of them. There's only 6 losses. But one of the curious points was, which game do you feel like, it's almost like you feel like you reached into the bag and kind of stole one? One that you thought in the midst of it, maybe it's not going to happen tonight, and it did.
I think the one that sticks in my mind was the first year, 2004, first year as head coach, the Aspermont game.
Mm-hmm.
We were down, 30-something to 12, and
Right.
we came back and ended up, or it's 30 to 12, and we ended up coming back winning 42-30.
Yeah.
I think that was a big one, and then the Throckmorton semifinal ball game. That was
Over in
sticks with me.
Comanche.
Over in Comanche.
22-14 game.
Had 3 goal line stands that night, and you just sit there and you just thank God, because
Right.
that stuff just don't happen,
Right.
and like I say, we've been blessed, and
You bet.
our kids came up and made good tackles, and we're fundamentally sound, and we got the job done. But like I say, we're blessed here.
And how about you, Coach? I know that you haven't been here, 9-10 years yet, but for you, what was one of the more surprising games that we won?
I don't know about surprising, but I know one that was really tough was Jonesboro my first year here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like the state championship out here when
Right.
the year before I got here they flipped home and home for Hico and here, ended up playing here the second year. Thank goodness we did. It was home field advantage on that one.
That Jonesboro
versus
team
two.
looked like a junior college.
Yes, they
didn't
were big and fast.
For me, it's the Moody Miracle.
2010, I knew that was coming.
When we took Calvert over there, 68-64, something like that.
Right.
So that's
That
just
was-
pretty amazing. Well, then let me jump on the other side. Of the 6 playoff losses, which is pretty amazing, 6 playoff losses, 6 state championships. And so I'm thinking we probably need to go up to 7 on the championships to give ourselves a little leeway.
yeah.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
But of those 6, which one just, they all hurt, but which one hurt the most?
The strong game.
That 03 game?
Yes. A lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. When you have it there, you have it in your hand, and I go back and try to make myself a better coach every year, and I think, man, if I'd have just done this, we'd have went to the state championship. Because I hurt for those boys. I felt like I got out coached, and I just decided that, hey, that's not ever gonna happen again.
Right.
And but to lose a ball game, to go to the state championship in the last 2 seconds, that hurts you.
I know, that's hard stuff.
And they went on and I think they won by 30. So that's just a game that you know, we should have made some adjustments. We didn't, but, you know, like I say, next year it was gratifying because we kicked in the door and finally won a state championship. So, but 2003 is probably the biggest upset for me.
I hear you. You know, let me. I know we got to play them one at a time. I understand all of that, but they've moved the location of the state championship game to Abilene instead of down in Houston at Reliance Stadium. Is that right?
That's what I hear.
Okay. You know, we don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure. I mean,
But we'll still go and play, right?
Heck yeah.
Doesn't matter where.
I sure want to find out though.
Really?
Yeah, I want to find out with us going there.
Oh, you want to make
Yeah.
sure. I understand.
So that's why we got to take it 1 week at a time, Barry.
That's it. I understand. And who are we playing this week?
Mount Com.
Mount Com. Okay. There was something I was going to ask a player or two, and I'm stumbling and fumbling and bumbling right here. How about you, Salinas? You got a question for us?
I got a question.
Yeah, you have a question. Do you have anything that you want to share with us in the context of this show? You are the senior leader on this team. And I didn't prep you, did I?
No.
Nah, that's pretty sorry on my part.
So.
Pretty sorry on my part. How's preparation for this week gone? How do you feel the practices have been so far?
Well, we've had one, and it was really good with it being a short week. So, I'm thinking we're going to be ready, even though we have a short week.
You know, the thing that I've noticed, whenever you guys point towards a game, you know, most of the time you take care of business. Maybe with one exception that I really remember, but you always take care of business, and we're excited about that kind of thing.
Practice is going good.
Practice going good. Attitude good.
Attitude's good. You know, they coming out and, you know, like we talk about, you know, getting them confidence, building trust with each other, and then, you know, being focused. And, you know, they've done that, and I, you know, I appreciate that as a coach. You know, we still got, you know, we've got 2 more days preparation. We got today and tomorrow. And then the hay's in the barn.
Then we're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
You know, we've had pretty good success at Hico, and maybe lost a couple there along the way, but it's kind of a fun place to play, and they're very hospitable to 6-man because they always have the preseason classic.
Right.
So
Hico does take care of us. You know, they take care of the 6-man schools, and we appreciate that. You know, like we tell our kids, it don't matter where you play, it matters who's prepared and who wants it more.
improved as a team up against last year. What kind of percentage would you put on that, Coach? How much better are we?
60, 70%.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
We're a lot
Getting
better.
there.
We're a lot better
We're a
this
lot
year
better.
than we've been the last couple of years.
You know, I just moving to the ball, like Brian's hit, Tharp's tackle, the 2 interceptions that we've already talked about. You know, the becoming more instinctive and breaking on the ball and breaking to whoever you're defending. That's big stuff. That's the game, isn't it?
Each week
That's
it's
big
better.
stuff too. And, you know, when we get the ball, and you know, with the blocking that we have, you know, Jordan lead blocking cut. I think he had 8 or 9 cuts against Cherokee, and he had a bunch last week. Of course, Colt and JB. You know, JB's one of the best centers in the state. So, you know, we ask a lot of big things that offensive line, but really they don't get the recognition. But I'm gonna tell you what, if it wasn't for them, you know, our backs wouldn't be scoring. And you know, when you see them press seal finish and get kids on the ground, our blocking's been pretty good.
You know,
So-
and something about JB, he's kind of sneaky on the tackling deal. Jason informed us that he's the leading tackler this season.
Right now he is.
So that's
He's kind of sneaking up.
he is sneaking in there, isn't
Yeah.
he? Sneaky JB, Hota Bay. Hey, y'all say it with me, right? Hota Bay. There we go. Give you a little bit of glory right there, JB. Well, listen, if there's not anything else that we have, and I don't believe we have anything else to share, we'll look forward to doing this next week. And remember these 4 words, because this is the most important time of the year. Coyotes fight, never die. This program has been sponsored by Goob's Bait and Tackle Emporium. Sitting right there on the San Saba River at Ellis Crossing, you can see Goob himself if you go to buy bait. And remember the 3 T's of fishing: trot lines, telephones, and TNT.